Okay, I think let's start. Yeah, let's. Okay. So good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this webinar. It's about EB-3 U.S. Green Card for workers. So I'm live from Jakarta, and our speaker today, Tyrone, is in Ho Chi Minh. Yeah, Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam.
Nice to see you all. Thanks, Georgina, for inviting me.
Yeah, so I'll be the host for this webinar, and Tyrone will be the main speaker for this webinar because most of the participants are in Indonesia, are Indonesian. So I will be speaking Indonesian, English and Indonesian. Sorry.
Great.
So let me introduce myself a little bit. So my name is Georgina Mieke. Many of the persons here, to be honest, is new to me. You know, I don't know them, which is great. That means I have new friends, new networks. That would be great. So a little bit about me. My name is Mieke, Georgina Mieke. Hang on, I hope it's distracted because there are people entering the room. And I'm promoting overseas migration, especially to Portugal, Spain, Cyprus, and Greece. These four are by property investment, and also for US, I only promote two: EB-5, investor immigrant visa, and also EB-3. I add this one. This is my first webinar for EB-3 for this year. And for Canada, I promote Canada startup visa, Canada skilled migration, and also business migration. And also I promote Australia and New Zealand, but both are for business migration. Okay, so the rundown for this webinar is quite simple. I have, after me, Tyrone will present EB-3 for 30-40 minutes, and then I will do the summary in Bahasa, and then we will continue by question and answer, and then we will do I will do the closing, right? So here's a little bit about Tyrone. Let me read it. So Tyrone is a director of Full-Bay Consulting. He's based in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, and he started. Please, all participants, kindly mute your audio, please. Okay, so he started in the investment migrations business in 2008. He founded one of the preeminent employment and investment migration consulting firms in East Asia, and under his stewardship, sorry, please mute your audio. Under his stewardship, the company grew to have offices in China, Hong Kong, Vietnam, Cambodia, as well as strategic partnerships around the Asia Pacific. And focusing on employment-based US migration, Tyrone and his team raised more than $1 billion for EB-5 projects, and with EB-3 helped 1,000 families migrate to the US. In 2018, Tyrone was recognized as one of the top 100 immigration agency CEOs in the world by U Global Magazine, the leading investment migration trade publication. So he graduated with a BA from Northern Illinois University with magna cum laude, Master of Art from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, PhD, all but dissertation from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, Fulbright Hay Scholar, the most prestigious academic PhD fellowship awarded by the US government. Okay, so here's my contact details. Feel free to contact me after this webinar. Kalau mau tanya-tanya nanti boleh bahasa Indonesia, nggak apa-apa, silakan ditanyakan baik langsung tanya atau by chat, boleh nanti saya bacakan ya. Okay. Okay, Tyrone, the time is yours.
All right, wonderful, Georgina. Thank you for the very nice introduction. And I am going to bring up, if you can stop sharing your screen, then I will bring up my presentation.
Hang on.
But I'd say I'm quite excited to see so many people today joining us.
Yeah, that's why I got distracted because I have to talk and then I have to admit all these people.
Well,
go on.
You know, this really is a great opportunity. And I mean that sincerely. I think EB-3 is really one of the best kept secrets in the immigration business. I worked on a lot of different immigration programs, but mostly focused on the US. And I think a lot of people think it's very difficult to immigrate to the US, or that it takes a lot of money to immigrate to the US. So when they hear about the EB-3 program, sometimes, you know, they find it hard to believe. You know, it's too good to be true. But I'm here to tell you that it really is true. We've helped a lot of families through the process over the years. And it is a program that has been around for 30 years. So it is a real program, and it's a great opportunity. It doesn't take a big investment or a college degree or a lot of qualifications. So that's what we want to talk about today, about how you and your family can migrate to the US and get permanent residency, or sometimes we call it a green card. So we call this kind of the Live Your Dream program, because it really is about living your dream. With that, this means that you will be moving to America. That's part of the commitment, and you'll be living the American dream in America. So let me bring up. I just want to ask everyone, you can see my presentation, right?
Yes, it's good.
Okay.
Yes.
Sometimes I do this, and I talk for 10 minutes and no one sees the presentation. So I like to ask. So again, Georgina did a very nice job introducing me a bit about our company. We have offices around Asia, and we've expanded into the Middle East and to South Africa in the last year. And that way, COVID was good for me in some ways. It made me reach out to more partners around the world. But Asia is still our main focus. And Georgina is our key partner in Indonesia, Singapore. And again, I'm located in Vietnam. I've been in Asia for about 25 years, a long time. I came here very young. But I enjoy it, and I enjoy helping people move to America. So what is a green card? Sometimes you hear that expression a lot. You say, oh, he has a green card. But what does that mean? A green card is actually permanent residency. And permanent residency means that you have the right to permanently reside in America. Or in other words, you can live in America forever. Your children can live in America forever. Your children's children can live in America forever. So it's permanent residency, and with a very clear pathway to US citizenship. So once you get your green card, as we call them, after just 5 years, you can apply for a US passport if that's what you want. If you do not want a US passport and you want to keep your Indonesian, your Singapore, your Vietnamese passport, you can also do that. So it gives you those options. What does a green card actually get you? What are the benefits? Oh, I want to, let's see if I can go backwards here. So I always like to show a photo of a green card, because people ask, why is it a green card? And that's because the card is green. That's but there's two things about your green card. First of all, to travel to America, you will go to your local consulate once you've been approved for your green card, and they will give you a travel visa, an immigration visa, put that in your passport, and then you go to the US and you'll actually pick up your little green card. It's the size of an ID or a driver's license, and again, it's green, and that's why it's a green card. Some of the benefits of being a permanent resident: you can live anywhere in the US, you can work anywhere in the US. Of course, with this program, the first year or so, you'll be living and working at where your job is at, but your family, you do have that flexibility to live most anywhere in the US, and eventually work anywhere in the US. Your children have access to the free public education in elementary and high school, local tuition prices for university. You have access to the US healthcare system. And something interesting also, if you have a child in the US, your child is automatically a US citizen. So just by having the child in the US, even if you do not have citizenship or a passport, your child will. So that's one of the benefits. So what do we actually do? We call this the Live Your Dream program. And the Live Your Dream program is really about four things. One, it's about immigration. It's about you and your family, actually moving to the US and, being committed to this move and, getting a permanent residency, maybe a citizenship. So it is about relocation. It's one of the key parts of this particular program is that you do have to relocate because you'll be working in the US for at least for about a year. But then of course you have the right to travel in and out of the US as you like. After 1 or 2 years, if you decide you want to move back to Indonesia, that's no problem. You can still maintain your permanent residency in America. You should continue to have connections with America, but you're not required to live forever in America. So sometimes I think people imagine this big move that maybe they go from Indonesia to America and they never go back. They have to say goodbye to their families. No, it's not the case. You can always travel back and forth. After you work for a year in America, you can spend 3 months, 6 months in Indonesia. So you have the rights to move around and a lot of flexibility. And that's the great thing about being a permanent resident. You're not required to live full time in America. And me, Pearl Bay and our partners, we support you on every.
Hello, Tyrone. What's going on?
Sorry, I think.
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, what happened?
The share screen is gone.
What happened? Is it just me and you? Anyone else out there?
Yeah, I can see all the participants.
Oh, okay. I think I just had a technical issue.
The share screen is gone.
All right, let me share again. Okay. This is technology in the days of international webinars. I think it's still very amazing we can still do this. All right, so again, we're here to help support you. From starting today, helping you maybe choose a job that is fitting for you in a location. Helping you gather your documents, helping you prepare your application to the US government, and working with you all the way until you get your approval. And then once you go to America, we're there to help you also. Let's see. I'll show that. So we have people on the ground in the US who will help you, pick you up at the airport, have recommended apartments for you or a house to live in, help you open bank accounts, help you get a cell phone, get your internet connected. Our partners will even help you get a MasterCard, an American credit card under our brand name, so that you can, because that's very important to have a credit card when you land in the US, a local one. So, it's then the next question normally is, well, how long does this take? How difficult is this to achieve? And the answer is, it's actually a very fast process, considering you're going straight to permanent residency. You're going to get a green card right away. So the first step is, you consult with Georgina and you choose some of the jobs to look at. But the basic immigration process will take you about 2.5 years. So we start today, and basically we go through some US government applications. That takes about 6 months. And then you get an approval. That'll take, the first approval, that'll take about 6 months, so about 1 year. After that, you'll go to the US consulate, do an interview at the US consulate, and then travel to the US. So again, it's a very straightforward program. You apply for the job, we help you collect your documents, and then you'll actually do a virtual interview with the employer. So you'll get to talk to the person hiring you. And that is important, not only for you to present yourself to the employer, but also so you could see the employer and think, is this a person I want to work for? I think it's very important. And if for any reason you say, no, I don't like this person, we can help you. We can move to another job, right? We can look. So the interview, think of it as 2 ways. One way is, yes, you are interviewing for a job, but you're also looking at the job itself and the people. So you have a chance to ask questions about what you'll do and, and what kind of work environment it is. So that's very important. And we can do that like we're doing now, right? Through Zoom calls. How amazing this is, compared to 10 years ago when I started. People really didn't see anything. It was a lot of trust, but now, social media and technology, you can communicate with the employers more. You can communicate with people, on the ground in the US. Some of you might have family in the US already, and, they could check out the job situation. And, really, you could do more research so that you have more confidence and you don't only have to trust. And, we're very proud of the program we put together, and, we're happy to help you do any research that you want. And we encourage that because we want you to feel very confident when you start on this project. So after the interview, they will offer you a job with maybe just a short employment letter, saying, okay, this is your job position. These are the basic hours you'll be working. This is how much you'll be paid. This is how much vacation time you have, etc. Then after you get the job offer, that's when we start the immigration process. And again, that will take, 2 to 2.5 years. But that, time goes very fast, and you'll have a lot to do because you're going to want to start preparing, a move for you and your family. You're going to want to start, thinking about what you will do in the US, where your children will go to school. So time goes fast. Once you're approved, then you actually relocate to the US. And again, we have people on the ground there to give you support when you land. We'll spend 2-3 months with you. You have access to us to, help you settle in with your job, into your new house, into the new schools for your kids. But really, once you land, you can begin working. And also, more importantly, you get your green card. And that is a permanent green card on that day. And something I always like to remind people that, you'll be receiving a job offer that will last 1 year. And, you know, we hope that, and we think these are very good jobs and very good employers. And we hope that you have a very long, that you work with them for a very long time and you grow with their companies, and, you know, you can move around in the company and do different jobs. But if for any reason, you know, the job is not suitable for you, or you find that the job's just maybe not what is not a safe job or something, you are not required by law to stay at that job. And I want to make this clear, because sometimes people think, oh, you know, I have to work at this job. What if the boss is very mean to me? You know, if that is the case, you have the right to leave this job. You should notify your immigration lawyer, notify us, and we will inform the U.S. government that this did not work. This job did not work out for you. You know, for what reason, right? And then you are free to do anything you want. Now, remember, if, say, your spouse is free to work at any job he or she might want to. So let's say you're the husband, you take the job and you're working at the hotel. Your wife, you know, maybe she's an engineer. She can apply for any sorts of engineering jobs she wants in America. After 1 year, you can also apply for any job you want in America. But I want to make it very clear, your immigration is not necessarily tied to this job. So again, the employer has spent money on you, bringing you to America. So we encourage you to work there for forever. You know, we think these are great opportunities, but in no way are you forced to work there, and no way that anyone can force you to work there. And that's the American dream. You have, you know, the right to work anywhere you want, your children to study anywhere, to start your own businesses. So you have the freedom that, all the great freedoms that America has to offer. So what are some of the requirements of this? The good news is that there really are not many requirements. There's an age requirement. It's 18 years old. So you must be at least 18. However, there's no maximum age. You know, so they don't say, there's not a cutoff at 50 or 55 or 60 or 70. So everyone over the age of 18 can apply. There's no language requirement. However, we do think it helps if you have some basic English, so you can communicate with your employer. So if your English is not, if you don't have strong English skills now, you know, while you're waiting that 2.5 years, you know, we recommend that, you know, take a few English classes, you know, do an online course, go to a local English school. You know, we could very much help you assist with that, because it'll help to speak the language when you go to work in America, and also when you're living in America. You can't have a criminal record, or a clean immigration record. So what this means is major crimes, not small crimes, not if you have a traffic ticket or small crimes like that, but like major crimes like that you went to prison for. Even then, we can consult with an immigration attorney, and they would judge whether that crime was a serious issue or not. So, but minor crimes are not a problem. Immigration record. When I say clean immigration record, that does not mean, oh, if you ask, oh, but I applied for a tourist visa and I was denied. That's okay. You still have a clean immigration record. You were just denied a travel visa. That means, were you ever kicked out of the US? You know, did you ever commit visa fraud? Did you lie? You know, did you, you know, a very common one is a fake marriage, right? You lied about marrying this person, and, you know, it was found out it was a fraud, and you had to leave the US. So anything, if you've really been deported or thrown out of the US before for crimes or for immigration, that would be an issue. But if you've just been denied a visa, any type of visa, that does not affect your immigration record. That happens to lots of people. You know, that does not, that's not a big problem. And we always say, you know, one of the most important things is a good attitude and a commitment. You know, it's really can't say that enough. That, you know, when you go to the U.S. consulate, they'll see it just in the way you act when you do your interview at the consulate. You know, are you excited to go? Are you really committed to, you know, working in America? You know, moving to America with your family. So it's something you really have to want to do, and you know, have a strong desire to do, and be happy to do it. Right? This is something that it's a big opportunity, and it's a big change. So you have to be excited and be very positive about it. I think you know, Americans particularly tend to be very optimistic people, and you know, we really like other people to be optimistic. So I think that's one of the key requirements. But that's basically about it. It's a very straightforward program. Oops. Again, it's just a summary again of what I just said. The more specific requirements, you'll get a police report saying that you have a clean criminal record. You'll get a medical checkup, which is pretty easy. There's clinics around Indonesia that you can go to, and they will have a form that fills out. You know, you don't have to have any previous work experience or education. You know, you're not required to show any amount of money. So it's very straightforward. Okay, so let's go over those steps again. So you've got the job. Now we start collecting your documents. And by that, we mean your family's personal documents, passports, birth certificate, marriage certificate, you know, medical checkups, these type of documents. If they're in a foreign language, we need to translate those into English. But we'll guide you through all of that. Okay. Again, then once you get the job offer, we go through the immigration process, which I've already outlined a bit. Okay. Again, you relocate to America. You begin working with your green card. Okay, because now once that you realize that you qualify, and I think probably everyone on this webinar today does qualify. You know, if you're over the age of 18, basically you will qualify. So then the next question is, well, where am I going to work? What kind of job can I get? So currently we have jobs in 4 different locations. One is in the state of North Dakota. This is a state very famous for oil and farming. We have jobs in Georgia and Tennessee, which are very beautiful parts of America.
Tyrone, can I ask for can you repeat the process chart?
Sure.
Yeah, there's someone asked. It's better before you go too far. Yeah.
Okay, so let's summarize one more time. Yeah. It is. It's very important that you know the process. It's fairly easy. So we gather your documents today, you know, in the next couple of weeks, and then you interview for the job. The employer makes a job offer to you. With that job offer, then we make a couple government applications. There's an application to the Department of Labor. There's an application to the Immigration Services Department of the U.S. government. When all of that that will probably take maybe about 1 year, let's say 18 months maybe total, to get your approval from the U.S. government, from the U.S. What's called USCIS. It will take about. So that will take, you know, a total of about 1 year if we started today. And at that point, then you go to the U.S. consulate. You go to the U.S. consulate and you do your interview. After you do the interview, you know, they approve you at the consulate. They put a visa into your passport that you then travel to the U.S. And it's very important that once you do the interview at the US consulate and they put that visa in your passport, you have 180 days to travel to the US to pick up your green card. So you have 6 months and you have to go. And everyone in your family who's going to get their green card has to go to the US. So you have 6 months from the date that you do your interview at the US consulate. But then, you're in the US, you start your job, you're 5 years from a passport, you're living your dream. All right. And we can discuss this in more detail, of course, too, on maybe a one-on-one conversation. So, okay, again, about the jobs. So a few locations, North Dakota, lots of oil, farming. It's a very beautiful place. It's not very expensive to live. So it's a good place to kind of move to for the first year when you're working. Texas, which is a big state. It's also very famous for oil. It has some very big cities. However, like Houston, Texas, Dallas, Texas. We have jobs there. And then we have jobs in Georgia and Tennessee, which are also very nice places to live. We've tried to find locations where it's comfortable, they welcome people. The cost of living is not too high. So it's, while you move your life to America, you're not spending so much money that first year while you're just kind of starting out. Keep the costs down a bit. So let's look at the actual, some samples of actual jobs here. Okay. These are actual jobs that are being offered. And the job that you will actually apply for will be very similar to this. But here's some very good examples. So this is a job in North Dakota, cleaning hotel rooms. It's a full-time job. You make about $12 an hour, which that would be about $30,000 a year. And it's a basic it's a basic job where you're cleaning hotel rooms. You're taking care of hotel rooms. And I always say this to people. They go, well, maybe I don't want to clean hotel rooms. You don't have to clean hotel rooms forever, right? That's just the first job that you're getting. The U.S. They need these jobs filled, and that's one of the reasons why they give you a big prize to come and do some of these jobs. So in no way do you have to stay in the same position forever. Maybe you're already skilled at managing hotels. You've done it before. Maybe you start as cleaning rooms, but maybe in 6 months you're the manager of the hotel. That has happened before, right? So don't see this as the only thing that you're going to do. It's just the first step in your move to America. Some other jobs, there's some heavier labor jobs, like doing concrete. These are probably suitable for younger people, who don't mind kind of working outside and working a bit hard. I used to enjoy doing that when I was a bit younger. This is in Georgia, in Savannah, Savannah, Georgia is usually considered one of the most beautiful cities in America. It's got a lot of history, lots of beautiful trees and parks. And so, yeah, this is a working job. You'll work 6 days a week. It's full time. There's benefits, like you get overtime pay, you get insurance. Yeah, so that's another example. Working in a kitchen in in a hotel. So that's those are kind of fun jobs. And again, all these jobs pay about $30,000 a year as a basic salary, but you'll get insurance. You get like dental insurance. All that is often included in your job. Here's another job in Memphis, Tennessee, operating a forklift. So working in in a warehouse, moving things around. Working as a nursing assistant in home care, or in elderly homes, taking care of elderly people. These jobs are good for people who like working with people. There's not a lot of requirements for it. They pay well. You get a lot of holidays. You have a lot of options for which hours of the days you want to work. And, then there's working in warehouses, just kind of taking notes or either moving things around, being a basic manager on the floor. And again, you can see in all of these jobs, these are bigger companies where there is room to move around into different sorts of positions. So, and that's the great thing about America is that American managers and businesses recognize people who work hard, and they want those people to succeed. So you're always able to move up in any job in America. Pallet repair, it's basically building those types of wood pallets that are used in warehouses and for shipping. Those jobs are located around Texas. And again, Texas is a great place to live. It's a great place to start your life. It's very international. There's large Asian communities there. I'm in Vietnam, but Texas has a large Vietnamese community. And I would guess there's probably there's an Indonesian community. I would bet there's an Indonesia supermarket probably in Houston somewhere. And certainly an Indonesian restaurant. So yeah, Texas is a nice place. Lots of opportunity, not too expensive. So now that you know the type of jobs so now you know what it takes to qualify, and you probably qualify, and you've seen the jobs, and you think, well, I could probably do that job for a year, right? It's just a year, and it might lead to a new and better opportunity. So you know what it takes to get there. You know what kind of job you're going to do for about a year. Now, what does it cost? So the cost is $30,000 for the main applicant. So the main applicant is you, the person's going to actually go to work at the job. And that includes all the government fees, all the legal work fees, all the consulting fees, the support on the ground when you get there, so that you have people there helping you out. And if for any reason we cannot get you through this program, you do not get on the other side of this with a permanent residency, we refund all of these fees. All except for $2,500, which is just mostly spent on government fees. In fact, we spend more than that on government fees, which is a basic admin fee that we keep. So we'd only keep $2,500, but all other fees would be refunded to you. So basically, we do not make money if you are not successful. So we stand by our process and our program. And we do offer. Oh, I want to just mention again. So, and part of that is this is a big deal. We have people in America to help you out. So we're not just gonna find a job for you and put you on an airplane and say goodbye and never see you again. We're gonna be there for months, helping you settle in. Do all the things you need to do. And the staff in America are quite excellent. They're very friendly. They really enjoy it when new people come. So it's because it's kind of helping them start their adventure. And then so there's the main applicant, that's $30,000. Then for each person in the family, it's an additional $3,000, which is really for the government fees and for your medical examinations and these sorts of things. So, but we have 3 different payment plans, to try to meet everyone's budget and make sure that everyone has access to this program, because that's what we're really interested in. We want everyone to have access. What we can do is we have at $30,000, you can make the first payment of $8,000, and then we have a monthly payment where you'll pay $2,000 a month for 11 months. We have you can make 3 different payments. You can make the first payment of $11,500. Then the second basically right away. You sign an agreement. You have about 2 weeks to make that payment. Then then the second payment would be $12,000, and that would be 30 days before we actually submit your application to Immigration Services in America. So I would say that will probably be around 6 months from today. Say you started today, that'll probably be about 6 months. And then the final installment will be $6,500, and that will be 30 days after you receive approval. So, that final payment will probably be about 2 years from now, just say roughly 18 months, 2 years. Or you can just do a single fee. And for that, if you choose to do that, we give you a discount. So it would be $28,000 that you would pay basically upon signing the contract with us. So we've tried to make a few different payment options to make it accessible to everyone, because we really want everyone who wants to move to America and live the American dream to be able to do so. All right, so I think that's pretty much the basic introduction to the program. If it sounds simple or too good to be true, it's not. It really is a pretty simple process. It's it's not too good to be true. There's a lot of families who've done this. Tens of thousands of families from around the world do this every year. So, we hope that you're the next family. So with that, I will let Georgina take over and maybe summarize some of the things I said. And, if you have questions, we can answer some of those at the end. Thank you.
Thank you, Tyrone, for your time. Okay, can you stop share screen so I can share mine? Okay, hang on. Okay. So,
Georgina mau tanya dong.
hang on, Pak. Let me do a quick recap. Yeah, let me do a quick recap. Bapak Ibu, saya rekap dulu dalam bahasa Indonesia ya, soalnya saya tadi ada beberapa permintaan untuk direkap dalam sorry salah share. Bentar. Anak minta direkap dalam bahasa Indonesia soalnya. So, mana sih? Oke, saya rekap cepat aja ya. Jadi pengertian green card itu sebetulnya bukan warga negara ya. Jadi karena ada banyak orang yang masih belum paham ya mengenai pengertian green card atau permanent resident ya. Jadi kalau istilahnya namanya green card itu cuma berlaku di Amerika aja. Kalau negara lain kita sebutnya permanent resident atau residency permit. Jadi oke. Masih ada yang mau masuk. Jadi kalau kita pegang green card tetap tidak kehilangan kewarganegaraan dari negara asal, ya. Dan statusnya green card itu sama seperti warga negara Amerika, tapi bedanya kita tidak bisa vote ya, tidak bisa vote atau tidak bisa ikut pemilu dan sebagainya, itu nggak bisa. Ini contoh green card. Nah, green card itu berlakunya 10 tahun, bisa diperpanjang berkali-kali, dan supaya tidak lapse ya, itu kalau memang niat untuk ambil green card untuk Amerika itu memang harus ada komitmen untuk stay-nya, yaitu 183 hari dalam setahun. Nah, kalau untuk jadi citizen itu dalam 5 tahun, secara fisik hadir di Amerika itu ya 183 kali 5 itu minimal ya. Nah itu baru bisa. Kalau misalnya tidak bisa, sebetulnya paling nggak dalam 2 tahun pertama itu sebetulnya masih bisa menghubungi lawyer, dan lawyernya akan bikin semacam surat yang menyatakan bahwa orang itu karena ada kesibukannya di negara asal. Terutama ini kalau yang berbasis investment ya. Kadang-kadang orang itu karena masih ada pekerjaan dia tidak bisa langsung full time di Amerika, itu bisa sebetulnya. Oke, jadi yang namanya EB-3 itu sebetulnya ada 3 kategori, ada skilled, professional, sama unskilled. Ini karena menyangkut pertanyaan yang diajukan ke saya ya waktu registrasi. Nah, yang kita bahas di sini itu cuma unskilled. Itu kenapa gini? Jadi ibaratnya kalau kayak di Indonesia itu kalau skilled sama professional itu cari kerjaannya lewat headhunter. Nah, kayak gitu. Kalau yang misalnya unskilled atau semi skilled itu lewat kayak PJTKI. Nah, gambaran kasarannya gitu. Nah, kita ini seperti yang kita tawarkan ini seperti kayak PJTKI, istilahnya gitu. Cuma bedanya ini langsung bisa dapat green card. Jadi ini green card yang tidak yang berbayar dan bukan lotre, istilahnya gitu. Nah, semua yang namanya EB itu ada EB-1, EB-2, EB-3 sampai EB-5. Itu namanya EB itu artinya employment base. Jadi baik secara langsung maupun tidak ada keterkaitan dengan employment. Nah, khusus untuk EB-3 ini syaratnya satu. Jadi mau apply misalnya, oh saya pengen yang skilled, ya udah cari aja job gitu. Kalau bisa cari job yang employer-nya mau nyponsori. Kuncinya harus ada job offer gitu. Harus ada job offer dan employer itu harus mau jadi sponsor. Nah, employer itu untuk jadi sponsor enggak sembarangan ya, karena dia harus buktikan kepada Department of Labor atau Departemen Tenaga Kerja bahwa pekerja yang dia butuhkan itu di Amerika sulit carinya gitu, atau di Amerika ya, di daerah dia itu sulit gitu loh carinya. Oleh sebab itu dia perlu tenaga kerja asing. Nah, itu sebabnya tidak bisa sembarang kasarannya. Kalau banyak ada beberapa teman bilang, pokoknya nih gue ke Amerika nanti cari-cari job di sana aja. Iya, cari-cari jobnya pakai apa gitu loh. Bapak Ibu yang belum tidak di-mute, tolong di-mute dulu ya. Listing ini siapa sih?
Ini bukan pertandingan saya. Dan satu hal lagi, Vanessa kan udah di mobil sama Anda.
Siapa sih? Bentar. Saya mau mute dulu.
Aku beli mobil juga.
Kenapa ya Mas ya? Kamu tuh selalu balik-balikin kata-kata. Dan hari ini kelihatan pas banget.
Tyrone, is that you?
Karena kamu happy.
No, it's not me. So
Can you
anyone
help?
please just your mute?
Can you help me mute them so I can continue? Can you check on one because it's quite annoying.
Yeah, let me try to mute them.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Sorry guys. So okay. So tadi udah dibahas ya mengenai syaratnya EB-3 khusus yang unskilled ya ini ya kita. Jadi kalau yang skilled itu balik lagi tadi sulit karena kalau skill itu akan spesifik, misalnya ijazah gitu ya, ijazah atau sertifikasi, dia tentunya minta yang spesifikasi tertentu gitu, jadi lebih sulit untuk mencarikan jobnya, istilahnya gitu. Sedangkan kalau yang unskilled kan lebih general ya, generic, dan itu cuma sebagai syarat aja untuk bisa dapat green card-nya. Nanti kira-kira 6 bulan 1 tahun lah gitu ya, udah keluar aja, nanti cari kerjaan lain gitu. Dan pasangannya tidak harus kerja di situ kan, pasangannya bisa cari kerjaan sendiri dari sejak menerima green card gitu. Nah, syaratnya tidak ada untuk EB-3 yang unskilled ini, tidak ada harus nunjukin aset berapa atau minimum berapa. Beda dengan Kanada. Kalau Kanada ya, tapi yang skilled itu tuh harus nunjukin ada nilai uang tertentu. Tidak perlu syarat pendidikan, tidak perlu pengalaman kerja spesifik. Ya Inggrisnya ya harus cukup ngerti ya, jangan cuma yes no kasih. Gimana nanti wawancaranya gitu sama employer kalau cuma yes no ya. Terus perlu SKCK, ini standar ya untuk semua PR perlu SKCK. Terus tes kesehatan. Nah, tes kesehatan ini nggak bisa ngawur karena di website kedutaan Amerika itu udah ada info rumah sakit mana, dokternya namanya siapa, itu sudah ada di situ semua. nanti saya kalau pas kalau memang apply nanti akan diberitahu ya. Nah, kemudian harus ada good attitude, bisa diandalkan dan profesional, dan juga ini nggak boleh habis dapat green card terus kabur ya, nggak jadi kerja di situ. Jadi harus ada komitmen juga bersedia bekerja di perusahaan yang memang jadi sponsor. Ini saya rekap cepat. Jadi sebelum apply itu tentu biasanya ada Zoom one on one dulu gitu ya. Kemudian ada form-form yang harus diisi kayak kuesioner basic ya, kuesioner basic, dan juga bikin video 1 menit. Jadi nanti video itu dikirimkan ke calon employer ya, kan udah mau milih, oh aku mau yang job ini aja deh. Nah itu nanti dikirim ke employernya, nanti baru Zoom interview gitulah dengan employernya. Nah kalau dia udah oke, nah baru kita collect dokumen. Setelah itu ya kan baru collect dokumen yang ini dasar ya, basic dokumen. Nah setelah itu interview. Nah kalau udah baru dapat job offer. Nah nanti selanjutnya employer itu yang akan mengisi form untuk melaporkan dan Pearl Consulting PBS yaitu Tyrone akan mensubmit dokumen tersebut termasuk dari employernya ke pihak imigrasi. Nanti di slide berikutnya ya ini. Nah, pihak imigrasi. Nah, ini ya. Nah, itu yang pertama sebelum ke imigrasi ke Department of Labor dulu. Jadi karena jobnya itu harus orang-orang yang mengajukan pekerjaan itu harus di-approve dulu sama Departemen Tenaga Kerja. Nah, setelah Departemen Tenaga Kerja itu approve, baru approvalnya itu dibawa ke pihak imigrasi, yaitu USCIS. Nah, itu ceritanya gitu. Nanti USCIS akan memberitahukan kepada employee, kepada applicants-nya, dan juga nanti memberitahukan pada kedutaan. Jadi nanti bikin janji dulu dengan pihak kedutaan, kalau di Jakarta, kalau di luar Jakarta, di Surabaya atau di kota-kota besar lain, di konsulat Amerika setempat. Nah, nanti sebelum apa namanya, kalau sudah dapat approval dari USCIS itu nanti baru tes kesehatan. Karena tes kesehatan tuh jangan dari sekarang istilahnya gitu ya. Karena ada batas maksimalnya 6 bulan. Jadi baru tes kesehatan, nah terus amplopnya itu dalam keadaan tertutup dibawa ke kedutaan atau konsulan, itu ditulis di situ di websitenya USCIS, dan nanti pejabat kedutaan yang buka itu tes kesehatan. Nah, setelah itu baru nanti ada wawancara dengan pejabat kedutaan, dan setelah itu kalau green card-nya approve, nah baru proses pindahnya dimulai, kurang lebih kayak gitu. Ini tadi mengenai opsi pembayaran. Yang opsi pertama itu 8.000 dan kemudian cicil 2.000 selama 11 kali. Terus opsi yang kedua itu 3 kali. Nah, yang pertama itu 11.000 paling lambat 10 hari kerja setelah tanda tangan service agreement. Jadi kan kalau misalnya oke, saya berminat untuk apply green card lewat EB-3. Nah, itu nanti akan ada service agreement, service client agreement dengan pihak PBS. Nanti tanda tangan, Siren tanda tangan. Nah, itu setelah itu maksimal 10 hari you have to pay the first installment ya, untuk yang opsi 2. Nah, yang kedua, pembayaran keduanya 12.000 paling lambat 30 hari sebelum dokumen disubmit ke USCIS. Nanti kan akan diinfo gitu. Dan yang ketiga 6.500 paling lambat 30 hari setelah approve. Nah, yang opsi ketiga itu straightforward tapi ada diskon 2.000 gitu, jadi 28.000, yaitu paling lambat 10 hari kerja, 10 hari kerja ini ya, sorry. 10 hari kerja setelah menandatangani service agreement. Dan untuk anggota keluarga 3.000 itu nanti aja bayarnya paling lambat 30 hari sebelum dokumennya disubmit ke USCIS. Nah, biaya-biaya itu tidak termasuk tes kesehatan, kalau toh ada terjemahan dokumen dia notaris atau bank charges kalau kirim duit gitu. Tidak termasuk itu. Oke, sementara sekian ini saya lanjutkan dengan sesi Q&A ya. Sekarang silakan kalau Q&A sebagian besar itu sebenarnya pertanyaannya sudah terjawab di sini mengenai prosedur, biaya, berapa lama, timeline, syaratnya apa, jobnya apa aja. Nah itu apakah bisa bawa keluarga? Nah, ini udah umur 40 lebih bisa enggak? Udah dijawab nih. Minimum stay udah. Yang lain silakan ditanyakan. Oke, terima kasih. Oke, Pak Hali tadi mau tanya ya? Pak Hali? Oke, okay. Tyrone, let me read the question here. Wait, oh, so many. Oh, wait, okay. Ibu Lilis asked me, what is it only that states only? I mean, the jobs only available on the states that you presented, or are there any other states like New York, Oregon, Seattle, California, Florida, and so on?
Right. Those are the jobs we have right now. New jobs come up, but something I like to remind people is that don't think about this as don't think about the job and location so much in the beginning, right? This is really about you getting your permanent green card. So, even if the job is in, Texas, which maybe is not your first choice, remember, you're only going to spend about a year there. You only need to spend about a year there. So again, this is just something to get your green card. And one other point is that maybe you go and work at this job in Texas for a year. Maybe your family is already starting to live in California, where you'd like to live. So don't think too much about the job and the location. It is important, but it's not, remember, it's not permanent. It's just a step to America.
Okay. Kalau if you're not clear, then you can ask again. Okay, you can ask directly. It's also better. So we have more interactive. Okay. Is there anybody wants to ask directly? No. Okay. If not,
So many of you. I
Yeah,
bet each one of you has a question.
I have question.
Okay. Hi, Lily.
Yeah, I have a question. The question is, where is how about the second year? Should we still working, or we are free to just because we have a green card already, or only the first year that we have to work?
Of course, we hope that you can work at this job for a long time. But really, you're not required to work there. You're not required to work there forever. Although, again, we hope you do stay a long time. We recommend that you still work there for about 1 year. After that, you're free to work anywhere you like. Your husband would be able to work anywhere. And, you can even work 2 jobs your first year, right? You can work at the job that we provide for you, and you can start another job.
Yeah. No, what I'm saying is that how about the second, for example, the second year, we don't need to work, but we can afford. I mean.
Oh, no, yeah. No, you're not required to work. You are a permanent resident. So you have all the benefits of an American citizen or permanent resident. There's no requirement for you to work in the US. No.
Okay, great. Thanks so much. Yeah.
Tyrone, May I know that at this moment, how many states are you over?
How many states?
Yeah, are you over at this moment?
Right. So we have North Dakota, Texas, Georgia, and Tennessee.
Oh, I see. So is Texas is what location you offer?
Yeah, right now we have the 4 locations.
No, I mean that Texas is have many locations like Houston, maybe
Oh.
San Antonio, and
Right.
maybe
In fact,
Dallas
yeah,
and others. Huh?
yeah, we have Houston, San Antonio, Lubbock, and well, there's one other location.
Okay,
Maybe it's
one
Dallas.
one question. What I want to ask is let's say, because is what you offer is worker for workers, but I already. How about if I already have? I mean that I'm graduate from undergraduate degree, but from Indonesia, and so.
I'm sorry, Linda.
So what is the job accounting? I mean,
I'm sorry, I missed some of your question.
Graduate from university.
Basically, Linda asked, this is related to the skilled worker.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. But I mean that you offer about the green card, but for temporary maybe the green card is for worker. But can you I mean that can you like say we have the green card for the first time maybe for worker, but can we upgrade about for the skilled worker or however?
No, that's okay. No, yeah, this is very important. Once you have a permanent resident card, your green card, so on the first day you land in America, really you can try for any job you want. You know, it's up to you and your background. But no, so this is not a work permit. This is not a work permit that says, oh, you have to do unskilled work. No, this is permanent residency, which means you have the right to do anything that you want. But the pathway, we just encourage you to stay at this job for a long time, at least a year. But no, but this is not a work permit. It's permanent resident, so you have the right to work at any job that you can.
But how about the age? But now I'm almost 60.
Right.
But I want to ask you also. But now I have I mean I have the visitor visa B1 and B2,
Right.
but not yet expire. Is that influence my visitor visa?
No. So your B1 your B visa will not affect your application. There is no maximum age for the application. We have to be able to show that you're able to do the job that you're applying for. So, you know, we want to choose the correct job for you, but there's no, there's no maximum age. So any age over 18 you can apply, but we can discuss that, your particular case.
But okay, but honestly, I tell you that if like me, maybe if I want to take the green card, but I cannot work like worker, but maybe skill is, I mean that using the brand, how to manage something, I can do it, but maybe you asking us to, I mean that working in the warehouse, because warehouse we must lighting heavy goods, but I can't. So
Right.
How? I tell you honestly, but I intend, but the problem is this, you know, I cannot working I mean that working hard is like a worker, maybe must lift something heavy, or I can't do it. So what is the opinion for me? But I already visit Texas many times. I mean that Texas and US many times, but I mean that for journey only, or at like visitor only.
Right.
Right.
So I think that's where you should consult with Georgina, and we might be able to find a particular job solution or pathway for you to the US. So we'll have to talk about your particular situation.
Yeah, but Tyler, this is actually also depends on the employer, right? It's not depend on us because this is a job, you know, this is the employer must approve you, or you must accept you as an employee. That's the case, you know. Let me do the bahasa. Jadi gini loh Bu, kalau EB-3 itu pertama nggak ada ini jalurnya aja lewat unskilled, tapi nanti kalau misalnya Ibu mau cari job sendiri yang skill ya terserah aja, nggak perlu upgrade atau ke jenis visa EB-3 yang lain. So ini green card buat segala macam pekerjaan bisa. Kedua gini Bu, ini sebetulnya kan jobnya ini tergantung employer-nya, makanya bikin video 1 menit gitu nanti di forward ke employer-nya, calon employer-nya. Nah, itu tergantung employer-nya karena dia yang sponsori gitu loh. Jadi kita nggak bisa maksa employer itu untuk menerima applicants-nya gitu. Itu sih kalau EB-3 itu gitu.
Yes. Thank you. I understand.
Yeah.
But what I mean is that actually I mean that I like maybe to apply for the green card. But the problem is I'm worry. What worry is that if let's say the job I offer after I arrive in US, but I mean that the job is too heavy for me. It's like I mean that it's like must be lighting something, but because I never did that job in our country. But if let's say we already signed the contract, so how about if until we arrive to the company, we can't do that job? But honestly, before I apply, I tell you first how is the
You have a chance to talk to the employer because the employer will
I mean that honestly,
interview you. Yeah.
I'm not thinking about the payment, but I only want
understand.
to.
Yeah. Jadi let me explain. Jadi Bu, kalau nanti sebelum diterima kan akan Zoom dengan employer-nya, ya itu nanya di situ, jobnya kayak apa sih, gue bakal angkat-angkat apa enggak sih gitu. Gitu. Kalau angkat-angkat ya nggak jadi ya, Ibu jangan apply job itu kan gitu. Jadi tanya waktu Zoom dengan employer-nya gitu kan, employer juga mau tahu juga kan sama-sama gitu bisa menanyakan. Ini nanti gue mesti naik-naik nggak ya? Gue kalau naik-naik takut jatuh gitu misalnya. Apa kan gitu. Jadi kalau masa job scope-nya itu nggak cocok ya udah nggak usah apply di job itu gitu. So I just explained that we have one-on-one with the employer, right?
Maybe
interview, then
maybe
she can
can you
ask.
send? I mean that maybe can you temporarily maybe can you send us? I mean that like what job that in US offer us? After that we just decide we want to join or not. Can like this or not?
I want to sum this up because you make a very good point, and I think everyone probably has this question maybe in a different way. So, for example, what happens if you got hurt after 3 months and you can no longer do the same job? You are a permanent resident. You are not tied to this job. So if you're not able to do the job anymore, that does not affect your immigration. That does not affect your green card. So that might help answer your question, Linda, a bit. But I think just in general for everyone, again, this is about your permanent residency. You'll be a permanent resident. You're not tied to a single job.
No. What I mean is before I decide to join the migration. I mean that can you send me maybe roughly what is the job that offer in Texas? May I know that before?
Yes.
What I mean, so I can. I mean that I can swear that if I apply, I will be happy there. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Next questions, please.
I have a question.
Yeah. Okay.
I have the same question with Linda. I would like to know, say what's available in Houston and what's available in San Antonio, for example, in detail, so we can probably pick. But my second question is, if we sign an agreement with the employer, it means we are tied in a contract. Then we cannot just live less than a year, right? So because that would be breaching the contract. So what if we try this job and then we're not happy with it, then we decided to just resign. What will be the impact from the contract that we sign with the employer?
First of all, most of these jobs do not require a contract. You'll get a job offer, but it's not actually a contract. If you chose to resign, if you resigned right away or early on, like in less than a year, I would recommend that you talk with us so that we notify the lawyer and he makes a note of it. But no, it's not going to affect your permanent residency. So
we can do that. It means
yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. You're not. We encourage you to stay with this employer for a long time. That's the commitment, because the employer is spending money on you to. He's paying fees to bring you to America, government fees, right? The government makes him pay. So we want you to stay, but if you find that you cannot do the job, you're not a slave in America, right? You're not a slave to this green card. You're a permanent resident. You can leave any job anytime you want in America.
Yeah, it's not because of injury, not because of any accident. We just
no. But if you leave in less than a year, you should notify us and our immigration attorneys so they can mark down why you chose to leave. If you just decide to leave because you didn't really like it, you're still free. I mean, you're a permanent resident, but you should probably try to make the commitment for a year.
Okay. Yeah. Then we will be waiting for the details of the job. Yeah. Thank you.
I have questions.
Okay. Let me hang on. Let me give chance to the one who chatted before. Okay. Siren, what cases that can make the application not granted?
Right. So really, again, that's why we like this program, because there's not a lot of requirements. But why could you get denied? One would be a criminal record. Perhaps you have a crime. One might be that you don't pass a medical exam. But I mean, as long as you're in good health, that should be okay. You lie on your application for any reason. But that's really about all. There's not a lot of other. There's no real reason they should deny you. As long as you have a clean criminal record and you can pass your medical exam, that's about it.
Oke, tadi Ibu siapa yang tadi mau nanya?
Saya.
Oh ya, silakan.
Okay. In 1 year, can we do the double job except
yes.
the one that already signed by the contract?
Yes. Yeah. Again, I know that everyone always finds this hard to believe, but this is not a work permit. You're a permanent resident. You can do anything you want. You can have 5 jobs. You can start your own business, and you're completely free. So other countries like Canada, I think Australia, those are all work permits. The US doesn't do work permits. Not exactly. This is a green card. So that's why this is such an amazing program.
Okay, and after we arrive and work in America, we can after 2 months, we can go back to Indonesia and go back again to the States.
Yeah, you're free to go in and out of America anytime you want. Again, you're a permanent resident. You have the right to travel, the freedom of movement.
Yeah, but there's a minimum stay, Mulyati. There's a minimum stay if you want to maintain your green card holder, 183 days in 1 year.
No, that's not exactly correct. That's if you want to go for a passport. To maintain your green card in the U.S., there's no minimum stay requirement. They encourage you to travel to the U.S. Once or twice a year, but there's no minimum stay requirement in the U.S. That's one of the really amazing parts about the
unless you go for a passport. Yeah?
For the passport, yes. No, you're exactly right about that, Georgina. Yeah, you're exactly right about that.
And what kind of sickness, if there's a medical record, and then what kind of sickness that will be reject your green card approval?
I would think
usually, like in Europe, they're afraid of like TB, tuberculosis.
Yes, this is the same. Yeah, mostly it's like a contagious, you know, like a
Yeah.
TB, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Also drugs.
Drugs, yes.
They will do a drug test. Yeah.
That's right.
Because I
Yes.
can send you the form, you know, regarding the medical. It's a long
Okay.
form.
How about hepatitis B? How about hepatitis B?
I don't remember, but there are forms. Some very long forms.
Yeah.
I don't really remember.
Mostly, mostly unless it's highly contagious, you should be okay. And you know, now the U.S. still started accepting, you know, HIV people and even TB, if it's kind of what you call it, like it's not active TB. I know people get through
in
with that.
remission. Yeah, in remission.
Right, in
they call
remission,
it.
right.
Yeah. Also hepatitis B, because if you have the antibody, it's be antibody for hepatitis, then it's not contagious anymore.
Okay. Do we get refund if there is you know, a failed process in between?
Yes. So if you do not get your approved for your PR for your permanent residency, we refund all fees.
So in the service agreement, I've already read there's a refund policy.
So regarding about the refund policy, so let's say if we apply for residency and we get failed of whatever reasons, like, you know, regarding about the records or health, so is that the refund 100% refund?
All except for $2,500.
Except for $2,500.
Right.
Right. Okay. So and how much do I have to make payment for the first time payment?
There's a few different we have 3 different options. There's the one lump sum payment where you can get a discount and pay $28,000. And then we have the payment plans where
can you show the payment plan?
Yeah, let me just bring that up.
Yeah,
That's
it's better like that.
Let me.
I'm sorry, I missed it before.
No problem, but I think everyone's probably thinking the same thing. It's worth showing it. Certainly worth showing again. All right, can everyone see my screen? You can see it?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, so 3 options. Option number 1, you make the first payment of $8,000 when you sign the agreement with us. And then you make a monthly payment of $2,000 for 11 months. So that totals $30,000. Option 2 is you make 3 payments. The first payment is $11,500 when you sign up with us. The second payment is when we go to submit your application to the Immigration Service in America, which say about 6 months after we start, around 6 months. And then finally, your final payment is $6,500, which you would pay after you're approved, which let's just say that will be about 2 years from now. And then again, there's the lump sum payment where we give a discount and you can pay $28,000 when you sign up.
So basically it takes about 2 years to apply for the green card.
About 2 years, yeah.
Okay, Tyrone, there's a question that can be tied with the this previous question. So
Okay.
what kind of visa that we get if we pay the fee? Will it guarantee that it will be successful? If husband and wife would like to apply, then we need to pay 60K, additional 6K for the kids, for 2 kids. Thank you.
Okay, so the base cost for the main applicant is $30,000. For each person after that, it's $3,000. So for the wife, it'd be $3,000. For each child, $3,000. So if you're a family of 4, the total cost would be $39,000. And again, these fees are refundable if you're denied. And you know, it's for example, if you do any of these payment plans, you know, you're going to see success along the way. You're going to see some approvals. So you'll feel better about making the next payment when you see that you're getting approved along the way.
Tyrone, one more question. May I know that are you agent from recruitment or or lawyer?
No, I'm I'm an agent consultant in the immigration business, right?
Or you are agent consultant? Okay,
Right.
I understand. And where is your office based in US or in what location?
We have offices in Houston, Texas. The company in Asia here, we have an office in Vietnam, Hong Kong, mainland China.
Also, so your main office in Houston, you mean?
Yeah, for this particular project, yeah, we're partnered in Houston, where our lawyers are at, and the job provider.
The lawyer partnernya di Houston, Bu, but Tyrone tinggal di Ho Chi Minh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's American though.
Yeah. Usually I'd be moving around more, but no travel.
Lockdown, but no, you're locked down in Ho Chi Minh.
Normally I would be in Indonesia for this event.
Because I know some agent they have their main office in US. They also offer job for workers like you. That's why I asked you. So
sure.
I only want to know you more.
Sure.
Sorry, I had the question. For the green card for EB-3, how long for validity for this green card?
You are a permanent resident forever. So when you land in America, you are a permanent resident forever. Your actual green card, the little card is good for 10 years, but it's when you renew it, it's like renewing your passport or your driver's license. But no, you are a permanent resident forever.
But any requirement for, let's say, like the green card only valid for 2 or 5 years, and then when it's expiry, and then for the next review is no job at all, whether any applicant they can renew with the...
I already know the questions you're asking, and no, that's why people will always say this is too good to be true, but it's not. No, it's again, when you land in America, you are a permanent resident. It does not matter that you went through the EB-3 program. Let me give you an example. I also do what's called the EB-5 program. It's an investment visa. It costs $900,000 to invest into this. So you think, wow, that's special. Same green card. So the people who spend $900,000 invest $900,000, and you who spend $30,000 to get a job, same green card, same rights. It's forever. Your children get the green card. Your husband has a green card. Yeah. So it's not tied to the job. You are a permanent resident.
Thank you. Yeah.
Sorry, I have a...
Hi.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Hello. I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah, if we sign up for a family of 4, like my husband's the applicant, and then we register for family members. So all the 4 of us will get permanent resident.
That's right.
Oh, okay, thank you.
So, for example, even if your husband is working in the warehouse, you would have the right, your permanent resident, to work at any job you wanted to in America.
Okay.
So only one applicant who needs to work from your
That's right.
agency.
Yes, that's right. Just you can choose who has to go to the job.
Okay, thank you.
Tyrone, one more question. If let's
Oh,
say today,
excuse me, sir.
let's say
I have a
today we are
question.
applying. So how long we can get the job?
Oh, okay, yeah. So if we started on your case today, you could have the job interview. The job interview we could probably do in the next 2 or 3 weeks, probably a couple of weeks, and then they would make a job offer to you. So I'd say in less than a month you should have a job offer.
No, but I mean what I want to ask is how long is the processing time before we we get the green card, can we work there? I mean that maybe
Oh,
like
you,
we get
no,
the
you have a green card when you land in America. So you get approved in Indonesia, you get a visa to go to America. So
you mean that before we get the green card, we can't work there? It's like maybe have like
no, right, no.
like
So for example,
employment,
if you were
AAD card.
living in America, or if you're visiting America now, no, you can't work in America without a green card.
I mean that do you have the like before we get the green card, maybe have the temporary work visa or something like that?
No.
Like AAD card?
No.
No. Oh, yeah, I understand.
No, it's there's one big prize at the end of the 2-year process, and that's permanent residency.
So do I have to take your job offer in order to get my application approved? Or actually my intentions to get US green card is for self-employment. Any comments on that?
I would recommend going through. There's not really a self-employment green card. Not exactly. But so what I would recommend is that go through this process and, go to the US. Good thing is you have a job. So you just work there for a while you set up your own business and become self-employed.
Oh, okay.
That's really probably the fastest way, because again, you will be a permanent resident. You're not tied 100% to this job. Then, after some time, you can, if you want to start your own business and be self-employed, that's fine.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
I have questions. After get our green card, how many years can we go to the citizens?
5 years.
5 years. And after 5 years, after we get green card, should we choose like becoming US citizen or go back to our own citizen, former citizen?
You can, after 5 years, and as Georgina said, to qualify to become a US citizen, you must spend 183 days, about 6 months every year in America. But at 5 years, you do not have to become a US citizen. You do not have to take the American passport. You can keep your Indonesia passport and still keep your permanent residence.
So double citizen means, right?
Right. So with a permanent resident, you have all the same rights as a citizen, really. You can't vote for president, but you can work anywhere. Your kids go to school. If your children wanted to get citizenship, they could, and you keep your Indonesian citizenship, that's fine. There's a lot of options.
Okay.
If let's say, Tyrone, let's say after we get the green card, can we, I mean that after we work for 1 year, can we do our own business there?
You can do anything you'd like.
Or can do anything like, okay.
That's right.
So,
Yeah,
so
okay,
I mean, let's, so you mean that we can stay anywhere in US? It's not only like the location you say Georgia or Texas, and we can stay anywhere like California or LA. Oh, okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, Tyrone, this is a good question. Can you share a success story? Yeah. For
Sure. No.
And also, let me get 2 questions in one go, so you can answer it. So many questions.
Yeah.
What's the percentage? This is related to the success to get a green card.
We've had 100% success because there's 2 things you have to do. You have to, and that's what we do. We have a good employer for you. We find a good company that really does need workers. So, that's part of the process. And success stories, yeah, we've had, in fact, it was just 2 weeks ago, we had a Vietnamese family land in Atlanta, Georgia. Our partners were there to pick them up, even with a Vietnamese person so they could speak Vietnamese and help them settle into their home. And so that was just 2 weeks ago. Success stories from a couple of years ago, we've seen, we had a family from Cambodia go, and they took a job in, let me think. It was in Minnesota, and you know, they stayed there. Their kids are in school. Their kids are now on their way to college, so it's working out for them. They're still actually at the same employer. It was a very large meat packing plant. So you know, I think the wife is now working in the accounting department of the business. You know, she's not doing the hard labor anymore. So that was a good story. I mean, there's several of them. You know, people move there, and sometimes, you know, people just go and do their own things.
Asking about the time, can I ask? Okay, while we are now applying for EB, for example, and then are we still allowed to go back and forth to United States with our current visa, like B1, B2?
That normally they would recommend that you do not travel in and out of the U.S. If you're applying for an immigration visa. It's not illegal to do that, but you might get questioned when you enter the U.S. They might say, "Oh, we see you're trying to immigrate to the U.S." But if you really needed to do that, there's nothing stopping you. But what we would do is inform us. We'll have the lawyer, you know, write a letter for you saying, you know, I'm sorry to see your name, Lily's.
Lily.
Right. Lily is she is applying for an immigration visa. However, you know, she must go to the U.S. to visit her family, you know, and, you know, so that they're aware. And then you have this letter from the lawyer. The lawyer is going to send it to the government to say that you are doing this. Then when you land in Los Angeles and you go through immigration, if they ask you, you know, "Oh, hey, we see you're applying for a green card." You say, "Yes, I am, but I am also traveling to visit my family." And you show them a letter and do that.
Oh, okay.
Don't just take off on your own, though. I mean, make a plan so that, you know, it goes smoothly. But normally they say, you know, it's better not to, unless you really have a plan to do it. There's a reason to do it.
Oh, why is it advised not to visit US?
Well, because what the immigration officer will say at the customs, or what he thinks, "Oh, so you want to immigrate to America. That means you want to stay forever in America. Right now, you're not approved. You know, you're on a tourist visa. How do I know you won't run away?" Right? Because we know that you want to live in America forever, but you only have a tourist visa. A tourist visa means you're only supposed to visit. So normally they'll let you in, but they can block you. So have a letter with you, make a plan.
Yeah. So we should, after we go back or after we get out from United States, then you starting to register for the visa EB, right? I mean, right? If, for example, we have a plan up to November, for example, and then after we get out from United States, then you starting to apply.
Well, no, you can start in the U.S. This is, for example, a lot of students, you know, their families will start the application and they'll be living in America. And if you are living in America at the time, we inform the government on your application. So say you are living in America or spending a long time there, then you can do you don't have to go to Indonesia to the U.S. consulate in Jakarta. You can actually change your status inside of America. So that is possible. But again, make a plan, right? Just let everybody know what you're doing. And you know, if you think you're going to spend a long time in the U.S., you know, 6 months, again, let's just make a plan, speak with everyone, and just communicate.
So when we are in United States, for example, we are already in United States and we submit the registration in United States.
It's possible, yeah.
And then we don't have to go out, or we have to go out from.
So I should be very careful with this. Typically, it's students who do this. You know, students have maybe 2-year visas, so that the students will be in America for a long time. If you're on a tourist visa, you probably can only stay 6 months. So you're going to have to exit the US. So that's typically the case. You know, if there's some reason, or if you were there, you know, on some sort of a work permit, or, you know, your husband was on a work permit and you were just there as the spouse or the wife, then, and you're applying for the green card, then you would tell them, look, we're living in America, we're trying to go for immigration, and make a plan for that. So, but I wouldn't recommend going in and out of the US a lot during the time of application.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Tyrone, this one, what if the employer cut the applicant, you know?
After they're in America?
Yeah, I mean, for example, the employer, you know, maybe they don't get along, or maybe they, I don't know, and then the employer cut them.
Well, I mean, look, that's a bad day. You know, nobody likes to lose a job. But you know, you are a permanent resident, so it doesn't affect your immigration or your green card. You know, you'll have to figure out what to do next in life, and, you know, apply for a new job and move on. But that's it. Just like any American, if you lose your job, you know, you just have to go home and go to sleep and wake up the next morning and start over. But it does not affect your app or your green card.
Okay, that's another, yeah, silakan.
From your experience, how many months, or I mean less than 2.5 years to process the green card, the fastest period?
We've had some that, you know, took 16, 17 months, but it tends to go around 2 years.
Especially during COVID, yeah. Tyrone,
yeah,
it takes longer, even for EB-5, you know, now it's longer. My
I mean, we hope that things are coming back okay in the US now, but yeah, I mean, it's government, so you're never 100%, you know, we can't promise, but on average, you know, 2 years.
Yeah, I heard now you can sponsor your siblings or not. I mean, not in the but with not cannot with the green card, with only with the citizen. Am I correct?
You know, this is a benefit that I think I'm going to start mentioning more and more, because it's a very good one. So yeah, America does allow you to sponsor family members. You know, it's called family reunification, and you can do that as a permanent resident, but it takes longer. If you know, so if you sponsored your mother, for example, you know, if you're a permanent resident, for example, it might take 10 years, but if you're a citizen, it might take 6 years. So it is possible as a permanent resident, but I'd say the line is longer for your family members. So it's, but it's possible. So you can start on the process. Not many countries in the world allow that, right? To sponsor family members and bring them along. It takes time, but it doesn't take money. Just a little bit for government fees.
So after you get your green card, and then you are entitled for the health public insurance, right?
Yes.
So you don't need like the travel insurance from Indonesia. And
no, you are
but
just like every American.
I think to go to the US, I think you need to have a travel insurance from here.
That would be I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah,
that'd be a good idea personally. But
because the travel insurance is for many things, right? Like lost baggage, delay, or
no,
whatever,
I think that's a very good personal decision.
For a long haul, it's better to have a travel
so at least cover yourself from Indonesia to US, and then after arrive, you'll be covered by the local insurance, right?
Right, and you would, and most of these jobs offer insurance also, and you know, some of the jobs offer, you know, teeth and, you know, dental insurance and eye insurance.
Okay,
But I mean-
Tyrone, what about the housing? What about the housing once we arrive there? I think this is related to the concierge.
Sure.
Can we give,
No.
let's say 10 minutes more, because I have a lot of.
Sure. We're going to help you find a house or an apartment, to fit your budget, your lifestyle, probably something, near your work. So we'll help arrange that. Of course, before you land, right? With the internet, you can look at the apartments and we can search around. So yeah, we'll be helping with that process so that you're able to find to rent, or even if you want to buy.
May I know how much the living cost minimum?
Yeah, I mean, it's like anything. It always depends on your personal lifestyle.
Mhm.
But these jobs, they pay enough for you to live on. So most of these jobs pay about $30,000 a year.
Mhm.
And then if you think about it this way, if you have a husband or a wife and they worked and they made $30,000 a year, $60,000 is a middle class lifestyle, kind of like the ones you might see on TV, maybe. You have a car, you have a little house, your kids have nice new clothes to go to school with, So I mean, it's if you have $30,000, I'd say you can live on that, but you would not have a lot of extra money.
Okay. So
I'd
like-
say $30,000,
Uh-huh.
you can survive. You'll have food, you'll have clothes, but you won't be getting rich. We'll say that, right? It's survival. But if your husband or wife is working and making about the same amount of money, I have lots of friends and family members who, their families make $60,000, $70,000 a year, and they own a house. They have two cars. The kids go to university, so it's okay.
Yeah. So the salary offer here is not the high salary, but like middle to low, right?
Yeah. Honestly, it's certainly not a high salary.
Mhm.
But I always want to remind everyone again, you're not locked into that salary
Yeah.
forever, not even for
Yeah.
the year. American companies are good. If they see you working very hard, they'll give you a raise. They'll give you a promotion and where you can make more money.
Okay.
I have seen success story. I've seen people go from, working in the hotel, cleaning rooms, to being a hotel manager in about 8 months. So went from $30,000 to $80,000, in less than a year. And that really is the truth. You have a bit of skill and you work hard.
There's one thing, this is an engineer for a US engineering degree,
Mhm.
still go through the same process or not? I think it's.
Well, you could. There's two things you could do. One is if you are an engineer, just go to America, focus on the job we find for you, and just work hard for that year. But during that year, you also start applying to the job, your perfect job, right? Your engineering job in New York City or Los Angeles. So you have that year to really look and find the best job. Or, if your wife, for example, or your husband, whoever, they go to work in the EB-3 job, they go to the warehouse and work. You're free to work anywhere you want. So, you can take an engineering job. So that's the two strategies I would recommend.
Tyrone, I want to ask, may we visit US with our B1 or B2 visa during during the application of green card?
We don't recommend it, or I should say not we. Lawyers don't recommend it, but it is possible. But you should check with the lawyers before you travel and get a letter saying why you're traveling.
No. What I mean, but because I visit to US almost every year. I mean that I visit is not working, like a holiday, maybe
Right.
1 month or 2 months. Then after that I back again. So if during the application, may we visit US?
You should, if you want to travel to the US, you should inform your lawyer and have them write a letter for you.
Oh, but so if let's say I stay in US maybe for 6 months, but I'm not working, but but is it influence the application or not?
I would say that's when you want to work with the lawyer and let them know what your plan is.
Okay,
So,
okay, but so you must check with the lawyer, you mean?
yeah, I mean, it's possible, but again, talk with the lawyer
Yeah, yeah.
before you make a trip.
Yeah.
You know, before you
Because-
travel, check
yeah,
in, make a
because-
plan.
Okay, because I'm not, I almost visit US, but I'm not working there, but after holiday, I back. So I want to ask you this question. Okay. After you check, maybe you can let us know by Georgia maybe.
No
Ya,
problem.
jadi gini loh Bu, sebetulnya bukan nggak boleh, tapi kan takutnya jadi pihak imigrasinya tuh takut, loh ini orang ini ada niat pergi udah apply dalam rangka apply green card, dia bolak-balik ke Amerika, jangan-jangan nanti kabur pakai visa turis kayak gitu loh Bu.
Nggak, kalau mau kabur kan berarti udah kabur kan.
Iya, makanya tadi sama Tyrone itu, that's why Tyrone said, kalau bisa jangan pergi. Tadi Bu Lilis kan juga nanya hal yang
No,
sama.
I mean that until now I still have my visitor visa is still valid, you know?
Iya, tahu
Iya,
sama-sama tadi seperti Bu Lilis yang tanya, Bu Lilis itu sama persis kan biasanya Bu Lilis juga pergi ke US gitu. Jadi disarankan untuk tidak pergi selama aplikasinya itu berlangsung, sebelum dapat green card-nya gitu loh. Tadi Tyrone bilangnya begitu. Kalau
Kalau kita
mau
buka-
pergi, ya udah bilang dulu sama lawyernya supaya dibikinin surat kayak gimana gitu deh.
Maksudnya kalau berarti ada restriction gitu, maksudnya ada pembatasan.
Tyrone, can you explain one more time why we cannot, not suggested to go to the US during the application?
I mean that if let's say if we want to run away, why we should run away now? But
Yeah.
because
That's what from your point of view.
we already. I mean that I already have the visa almost 10 years. You know, almost 10 years. I mean that every 5 years I extend my visa, but I also go to their holiday. If we want to run, why we must run during the application? Do you understand what I mean?
No, I understand, but you have to think the immigration officer. Again, you can do this. Just communicate with everyone. Just tell everyone what you're doing, and that should not be a major problem. But again, talk to us. Don't, if you're going to do this, tell us what you're doing. So, we know that's the important part.
Okay, everybody. So we will contact you. This is my contact details. So it's almost 2 hours. So thank you, everybody. Tyrone, do you have closing remarks? So basically, we will. I think we will send the presentation and also the recording, the webinar recording to all of you. And if you have any questions, then we can arrange. Let's say if you want to have a Zoom meeting one-on-one with Tyrone, then we can arrange after this.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yes.
I think don't wait. This is a great opportunity, and take advantage of it while you can. Just get started. That's all it takes. Just one step at a time.
Okay.
So thank you.
Then thank you everyone for the attendance to this webinar.
Thank you.
And
Look forward to working with you all and talking with you all.
Thank you,
and
Tyrone. Thank you,
hope to see
Georgina.
you soon.
Thank you, Georgie.
Okay, I will
Bye,
do
everyone.
follow up to you.
Thank
okay,
you.
just feel free to contact me. Okay.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Take care.